Hey guys, we're back for our book, David Walliams' Billionaire Boy, for Chapter 8, titled The Witch. Now remember to pay close attention because at the end you are going to have to answer some questions about the story. You will do that in a complete sentence as you answer those questions. It's going to be verbal, so you're going to have to answer them by telling me the answer to the questions. All right, let's get started. Ring! The bell is a signal for me, not you, said Miss Spite sharply. Teachers love saying that. It's one of their catchphrases. As I'm sure you know, the all-time top 10 of teachers' catchphrases goes like this. At 10, walk, don't run. A non-mover at 9, are you chewing? Up 3 places to 8, I can still hear talking. A former number 1 at 7, it doesn't need discussion. A new entry at 6, how many times do you need to be told? Down 1 place at 5, spelling. Another non-mover at 4, I will not tolerate litter. New at 3, do you want to pass your tests? Just missing the top spot at 2, would you do that at home? And still at number 1, it's not just you. It's not just yourself you've let down. You've let down the whole school. Taking the history lesson, it was Miss Spite. Miss Spite smelt of rotten cabbage. That was the nicest thing about her. She was one of the school's most feared teachers. When she smiled, she looked like a crocodile that was about to eat you. Miss Spite loved nothing more than giving out punishments. Once suspending a girl for dropping a pea on the floor of the school canteen. That pea could have had someone's eye out, she had yelled. Kids at the school had fun thinking up nicknames for their teachers. Some were fond, others were cruel. Mr. Paxton, the French teacher, was Tomato, as he had a big, round, red face like a tomato. The headmaster, Mr. Dust, was called the Tortoise, as he looked like one. He was very old, extremely wrinkly, and walked impossibly slowly. The deputy head, Mr. Underhill, was Mr. Underarms, as he ponged a bit, which means smelled a bit, especially in the summer. As Miss McDonald, the biology teacher, was called either the Bearded Lady or even Harry McClary from Donaldson's Diary, as she, well, I can imagine you can guess why. But the kids just called Miss Spite the Witch. It was the only name that really ever fitted and was passed down from generation of pupils at the school. All the kids she taught passed their exams, though. They were too scared not to. We still have a smaller matter of last night's homework, Miss Spite announced with an evil relish that suggested she was desperate for someone to have failed to do it. Joe reached into his hand into his bag. Disaster. His exercise book wasn't there. He had spent all night writing this intensely boring 500-word essay about some old dead queen. But in the rush to get to school on time, he must have left it on his bed. Oh, no, he thought. Oh, no, 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 no. Joe looked over at Bob, but all his friend could do was grimace sympathetically. Miss Spite stalked the classroom like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, deciding which little creature it was going to eat first. To her evident disappointment, the field of grubby little hands held aloft essay after essay. She gathered them up before stopping at Spud. Miss, he stammered. Yes, Spud, said Miss Spite, drawing out her words as long as possible so she could relish this delicious moment. I did it, but... Oh, yes, of course you did it, the witch cackled. All the other pupils except Bob sniggered too. There was nothing more pleasurable than seeing someone else get into trouble. I left it home. Little ditty! The teacher snapped. I'm not lying, miss. And my dad will be at home today. I should have known. Your father is clearly penniless and on the dole, sitting at home watching daytime television. Much as you will no doubt be doing in 10 years' time. Yes? Joe and Bob couldn't help but share a smirk at this. Said Joe. If I called him and asked him to run the essay over here, would you believe me? Miss Spite smiled broadly. She was going to enjoy this. Sped, I give you 15 minutes exactly to place said essay in my hand. I hope your father is quick. But, stammered Joe. No buts, boy, 15 minutes. Well, thank you, miss, Joe said sarcastically. You're quite welcome, said the witch. I like to think that everyone gets a fair chance to rectify their errors in my class. Joe turned to the rest of the class. The rest of you are dismissed, she said. Kids started to spill out into the corridor. Miss Spite leaned after them and screamed, Walk, children! Miss Spite couldn't resist another catchphrase. She was the queen of catchphrase, and now she couldn't stop. It doesn't need discussion, she called after her pupils randomly. Miss Spite was on a roll now. Are you chewing? She howled down the corridor to a passing school inspector. 15 minutes, miss, said Joe. Miss Spite studied her little antique watch. 14 minutes, 51 seconds, in point of fact. Joe gulped. Was Dad going to be able to get there that fast? All right, that is the end of Chapter 8, The Witch. Now remember, you're going to be answering your questions with more than just one word. Good luck. We'll see you tomorrow.